Here with Coach Patrick, USF defensive tackles coach. Coach, 3 games in the books here. What are you seeing out of the defensive tackle unit?
You know, they're doing some good things. You know, they're executing some of the things that we recalled. What we need to do is just be more consistent. Consistent with violence, consistent with pass rush moves, consistency with our run defense. And that's really the big things that we've got to do, is just be more consistent in what we do. And that's what, you know, was exhibited out there in this game this past week. Because I mean, there was last Thursday. There's some great shots. Porchop played his tail off. But overall, you know, the consistency was the factor, and that's something that we got to continue to improve on for this week.
Was there anything you seen that was happening which was causing them to, you know, not maybe get in there and get the big plays that you want out of them?
Who?
The defensive line in general, I guess you would say.
Well, I mean, I think you know, hey, Rutgers did a phenomenal job. I mean, you look at you know what they double teaming a Porchop. They did what they had to do. You know, we've got to get some guys to win some one-on-one matchups and to counter that, and that's key. You know, again, I can't take anything from Rutgers. I mean, they played to our strengths, and you know, one of our strengths is Grissom, and they did a phenomenal job on that. Best thing is, again, you know, we got to get more consistent, but our guys need to, you know, put this one in the books and get behind us, which I think they've done, and come out this week and really strive for perfection.
Hey, now when you say get more consistency, what extra things do you work on in practice to try to get that out of them?
Well, you know, one thing we do is you got to practice like you play. You know, you got to play fastballs all day, live in the left lane, as we say, in the fast lane, and really that's what we're trying to do. You can't practice fundamentals at a slow pace. You got to practice them at a fast pace. You know, like I said, play fastballs every day, and that's something we're trying to focus on this week. Play fast, play violent, and play with a sense of urgency, whether it be going out onto the field, coming off the field, and everything in between.
Todd Chandler, we got to see him first 3 games of his USF career. Basically, what have you seen out of him coming up to give the guys depth in that line?
I mean, he's done some good things. There's a couple plays in the Rutgers game where he just totally dominated that nose guard. I mean, at center, and you know, so he's starting to show his flashes. And you know, Todd's got to, you know, being out last year and not playing, he's got to get into more of a game mode and practice that way. But you know, to help him enable him to play that way. But he's doing some things that's just not where we needed to be. You know, the whole front, we're not where we need to be right now, and that's something that we've got to show up.
Is Corey, is he 100% right now, or is he still getting back into his groove?
He's 100%. I mean, I think he's 100% because in his mind, he's 100%. You know, I think also, you know, he's got to get his, you know, his body conditioned a little bit better. Okay. But, you know, mentally, Chop's 100%. You know, Trop is playing as good as the average player right now, if not better. Is he where he needs to be? No. Where he was last year? No. Because he needs a little bit more production, and I think that's where he's not necessarily fallen off, but you know, he as good as he is, he's drawing more attention. He's got to learn how to counter that and make some more plays. So, but he's 100% mentally into it. I mean, there's nobody more focused, who carries more urgency, and who's more consistent than Grissom.
Okay. Another player, Akina Watson, had a big splash last year. We haven't seen the big numbers out of him so far this year. What do you see out of him coming through 3 games?
I mean, a lack of consistency. Because again, just like I said, you'll see him flash here and there. He's not making the plays that he was making last year, and I think, you know, part of that, he was, you know, what they say, court. You know, he's very lucky, but he's not there yet. He just had his, you know, had a child the other day, and I know that's something that has really touched him, and I think it's motivated him. So I think we'll see a different player coming this week. He's kind of getting a lot of things behind him, you know, and the injuries that he's had, and I think he's getting that behind him, and now he's in a position to really move up.
All right, now we want to put the last game back in the books. We got Ball State coming up here. What do you see out of them, their offensive line, the challenges for your defensive
you know, you look at it this way: they have 124 starts among them. This would be the 125th start. They're a very tight core unit. They're well coached. They were, you know, number 10, the top 10 in the country last year, and giving up, not allowing sacks. They do a phenomenal job. You watch what they do against Clemson, you know, Eastern Michigan, and Indiana. There's no offensive line that we've played yet, and we haven't played in a while, that works as well together as that group. So it's a great challenge to us. I mean, you look at it, put 250 yards up on Clemson on the ground. They've done it to everybody. So it's definitely a challenge for us. We got to get out there and stop the run and really attack their strong point, which was their offensive line, and see what we can do.
What do you want to see out of your unit that you haven't seen out of them for the first 3 games?
A complete game. A complete game, not bits and pieces, a complete game. Utter violence, just, you know, pure violence. On the field, moving to the ball, a complete game where we can put the things together that we work on every day and take that into the game and have success and do it consistently.
Excellent. How have they been in practice in a couple days since they got back?
Very focused, very focused. These guys come out and they one thing about their very cerebral group, they do know the pluses and the minuses of the game. They know what they did well, but they know what they need to work on. That's one thing I give them. They know how to coach themselves. They know how to kind of adjust. And I think they've come out. Today they came out today and they showed that on the field. And I think in the next couple of days we're going to see them really getting closer and closer into game mode and being ready.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.